Hey, Chido, what you got for me? Well, what I got for you folks today is a Mexican lager by Charleston Brewlab. Actually, not had Charleston Brewlab yet, so first for me, first for the channel. Let's find out what the mad scientists are all about right after the theme song. Into a new look Midland studio with yours truly, Nutmeg 2 Palmetto. Decorated about, you'll see some extra stuff that were little gifts and winnings from the BrewTuber get together in Chicago this summer. First thing you'll notice, because that'll set up everything else, are these two little trophies right down in front here. That is because I am a two-time champion of beer style bingo around the Chicago breweries. Hopefully next year I'll be adding some chuggies to those trophies. We'll see. The other winnings, you'll notice that silver bottle cap back there on my lamp. Special custom creation from Mallory of Imperfectly Me Crafts. Speaking of which, of course, her staple Scrabble beer tile coasters. Those will, I've got several of them. I'll interchange them week to week on the channel. And of course, as you noticed, a ring for beer cowbell. And you may recognize that because Big B Beer Reviews posts one on his channel as well. Although I won't ring you to the damn bar. Maybe I'll tweak it a little bit to welcome to the damn Midland studio, I guess. Anyway, let's not waste any more time. Just wanted to give you a rundown of some little updates around the studio and whatnot. This one we're gonna pop open today. Now, I actually had to double check on Untapped because there's a la on it, and la, of course, is a Spanish. What would the word be? Not prefix, the article. So I had to double check to make sure it wasn't La Chido instead of just Chido. But that doesn't pop up on Untapped, so it is just Chido. I don't know what the la is then. They do put some smaller insignias next to that la. Looks like a molecular thing, a little water drop, and then logos for Instagram and Facebook. The Brewlab, I do have one more of these to put on the channel. You'll notice that the can design is pretty similar. It's this mad scientist character with a hop hat, and he's got this glowing glass of beer in front of him. The rest of it, you'll notice tanks behind the label. The name and the style right on the front. Chido there, Mexican lager there. So it's fairly simple, but all the necessary information is there. Created by Victor Hoppenstein. I guess that could be a real name. I just assumed it would be a real name, but with a name like Hop in his name, I don't know whether that's just a happy little accent. He's got Hop in his name, making art for a brewery, or if that's just kind of a tongue-in-cheek joke. It was canned on 3/3. It's the second week of August when I'm recording this, and it's a lager, so I'm not too worried about being bad. It does check in at 5.1, which is right in line for traditional lagers or Mexican lagers or whatever the case may be. There's really nothing on Untapped, no bio. It is just listed American lager, which I guess there's probably no bucket for Mexican lagers specifically there. Moderate low amount of check-ins, 380 total, 350 unique, 305 ranked. Pretty well above well above better than average at 3.72. ABV's confirmed. I'm excited to do like a crispy boy. Summer gets hot. We need something to cool ourselves off. So let's not waste any more time and crack it open.
subtle shiklik. It should be clear, am I right?
Top this off and get some upside down snowfall action going. That's a nice little cascade going on around there. Burp the baby, get all that little last bit out. What the head settled down as? It looks about to be 3 fat fingers on the nose. Color wise, it's definitely clear. Yeah, my shadow, you can see my shadow pretty visibly through there. It's got some cloudiness to it, and it's a bit dark. It's not that like bright yellow clearness, but it is clear nonetheless. Aroma, as far as the aroma goes. I got a lot of breadiness at first. There is a bit of a citrusy note to it, which is probably the lime effect that goes into Mexican lagers. But it's a little hard to pick out. Yeah, it's pretty subtle. It's mostly the bready note. But there is some kind of a citrus note there that is presumably probably the lime. This probably would be. I'm one that if you're gonna fruit a beer, drink some of the beer first to pay respect to what the beer is supposed to taste like as is. But this is probably one that probably would be helped out with a little wedge of lime just to bring it out more because it's very, very subtle. But let's just see if the taste is subtle or full in your face. Take a sip. Okay. Definitely on board the aroma. Let's talk about it. I could absolutely crack a few of these back on a hot day such as today, on the beach, on a boat. It is very light despite the color. It is very light despite the bready flavor to it. Like I said, the aroma kind of threw me off because it was more bready than limey. And the flavor is kind of very much bready as well. Yeah, it's hard to pick out the lime cutting through it. It is a very good lager. It's clean, it's crisp. The lime's just not coming out to me, and that's obviously upsetting because I know it's a Mexican lager and that's what I expected to be. However, that being said, if you remember, and I'll throw the card up for those watching on YouTube, the one from Full Steam, the Mexican lager that I reviewed several months back, that one had even a darker hue to it. It looked more like an amber, and that one didn't necessarily bring out those notes of a Mexican lager as we think of as well. So maybe this is more in line with that one. Maybe there's different levels to what a Mexican lager should taste like. They don't always all taste like this like light citrusy kind of lime juice crusher. But in any event, it's still a very good beer. It just kind of threw me off for being a Mexican lager, but that's okay because it's still easy to crush, still crisp, still clean, and still refreshing. I've also been promoting playlists, and for those watching on Rumble, obviously you don't have those playlists available to you. So if you're watching on YouTube and you want to see more Mexican lager reviews, head on down in the comments. The first one pinned below has a link to a playlist of other Mexican lagers I reviewed in the past. And make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. Hit that follow if you're watching on Rumble. And I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, friends.